So you're thinking about living in Virginia's beautiful mountains and valleys, but you don't necessarily want to live in a larger town like a Harrisonburg or a Stanton or a Waynesboro. Well, in this final series of videos of the towns between Harrisonburg and Stanton and Waynesboro, I'm going to take you into two towns of Grottoes and Port Republic so that you can have an idea of what those two towns have to offer and what they're like. And if you hang around to the end of this video, I promise, because I promised it at the end of the last video until I split the videos up, I am going to share with you something here in one of these two towns that is the oldest of its kind in the entire United States. And you definitely don't want to miss out on that. But we're going to get started right now.
Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here?
If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living, eating, sleeping, playing here in Virginia's beautiful mountains and valleys, then just click on the subscribe button and touch that bell icon so you can be the first to be notified about all the current real estate market information here in Virginia's beautiful mountains and valleys. Hi, my name's Stephen Gleason along with my wife Leslie, and we get phone calls and emails every day from folks just like you and you and you and you who are looking to sell their home here in Virginia's mountains and valleys, move across town, or move in from out of the state here in our beautiful mountains and valleys. We absolutely love to get those calls, and we absolutely love to help. So whether you're looking to make a move or sell a home in 9 days or 90 days, just pick up the phone and give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. That information's all in the description down below, and we'll be happy to help meet your real estate needs and make selling or buying as smooth as possible. So as I mentioned, today we're going to take a look at the towns of Grottoes and Port Republic. And right now, we're in the town of Grottoes at Painter Park, right along the banks of the South River. And Grottoes and Port Republic are really, really neat towns. Grottoes is the largest of the two towns, very large, as a matter of fact, considering the other towns around it. It's almost 3,000 people, but still is a very small town, and it has that really small town feel and that small town atmosphere. There's a food line here, there's several restaurants, but like I say, you just get that real small hometown feel. I mean, just look behind me. I mean, you got a rope swing that swings off into the South River right here at Painter Park. Port Republic is a greatly historical town. It was a strategic point in the Civil War. It was an industrial town at one point in time, and we'll talk about that when we get to Port Republic. But like I say now, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go back to the video that I thought I could get in the other video, and we'll talk a little bit about Grottoes, show you around the town, and I hope you come along for the ride. So we've come up the road about 8 miles here, and we've left Augusta County, and we've come into Rockingham County, just across the border. Most of Grottoes sits in Rockingham County. Grottoes is the largest town of the four towns that we're going to be in today, and some neat things about it. You've got some shopping here, you've got a food line in town, you've got a few little restaurants, including Little Gus's. I'll talk about that more in a video a little bit later on. But right now, I am here at Shiflett Field, which is home of the Grottoes Cardinals. The Grottoes Cardinals are part of the Rockingham County Baseball League, which has teams in Rockingham and Augusta County. It's a summer baseball league. I've talked about it in some of my videos in the past, and once the season gets up and going here in about a month or so, I'm going to come out and see some of the games, and I'll do a full video on the Rockingham County Baseball League. But like I say, in Grottoes, you're going to find a blend of things. You're going to see some newer homes mixed in with older homes. You're going to right in the town area as well. Then you're also going to see neighborhoods and developments on the outskirts of town as well that are developing and growing as well. So, but if you're looking to just have a nice peaceful evening, I'm looking across at the Blue Ridge Mountains, and over here next to me we've got a Little League baseball game going on, and just the idea of a quintessential idea of a hometown type feel. And you've seen that kind of the different towns as we've gone through from Dunes, and then you see you got a little more rural in Cremora, and now here in Grottoes we're in a nice small little town. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and I want to take you to a really neat house right here in town. I'll tell you a little bit about it in just a second. So I told you I was going to bring you to a really cool house here in Grottoes, and the house you see behind me here is 101 years old. and it was built in 1922. It just got a contract on it for $259,000. Part of it's been updated inside, and there's still part of it left to have updated as well. It is a big house. It's 3,000 square feet. It has 5 bedrooms and 2 baths. If you break that down per square foot, that's $87 a square foot, which is a very affordable price here in this area. It sits on just a little bit more than a quarter-acre lot, 0.28 acres. Like I say, just you see some of the craftsmanship of it. On the woodwork that's on the house and the outside, and I know you'll see some pictures on the inside here as well. Again, the town of Grottoes, like I say, it's about 20 to 25 minutes north of the downtown shopping area in Waynesboro. You're about 20 minutes to the Valley Mall up in Harrisonburg, and you're about 10 minutes, you just go straight west, you hit Interstate 81 in about 10 minutes. Homes in the downtown area and the biggest part where the homes are here in Grottoes, you're going to run anywhere up in the hundreds of thousands of dollars up to $300,000-$400,000 on average. But like I say, sometimes you get these older homes, you fix them up, they're really quaint, they look really good, and just a really nice opportunity to have something in a quiet, nice downtown area that you can enjoy for years to come.
Isn't this first property that Stefan is showing you in Grottoes an impressive Victorian? It is partially remodeled inside, but there is so much historical significance to it. That curved stairwell was actually removed from the Rockingham courthouse when it was being remodeled and redone, and it was put into that home. So imagine all the history that goes along with that. But in that property, there are actually 2 properties and 3 lots that are located there. They cannot be subdivided, so you could live in the Victorian house and rent out the other property on that land and have a residual type of income, which would be a great potential property for you.
So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take you out to one of the newer developments here in Grottoes, and I'm going to show you one of the newer homes and one of the neighborhoods here as well. We're here in the Shady Creek neighborhood, and Shady Creek neighborhood is a new development neighborhood. Most of the homes here are going to be 10 years or less as far as their age goes, with many of them in the last couple of years and some that are still being built today. One of the neat things about this neighborhood as well is it has not only single-family homes, but it has townhomes as well, and it has duplexes as well. So the tree there, but like I say, if you're looking to buy a property in this particular neighborhood, it's going to run you from about the mid for a single family home, about the mid 200,000s to almost about $400,000. So that being said, I'm going to walk right on up the street here, and I'm going to take a look at one of the homes here in this neighborhood that recently sold. So the home that you see behind me here recently sold here in the Shady Creek neighborhood. It sold for $403,000. It was built in 2012, so one of the older homes here in the neighborhood, but still a very young home, only about 10 years old. It has 3 bedrooms and 2.5 baths. It has 1,964 square feet of finished living space above ground. Then it has an additional 950 square feet of unfinished below ground. So if you take that finished square footage and break that down, you have $205 a square foot with almost 1,000 square feet below to fix up as you like. It sits on a 0.16 acre lot.
2-story home in Grottoes that Stefan's showing you, there are so many upgrades. Those include the hardwood floors, the granite countertops, the stainless steel appliances. Did you see the amazing hood over the stove in that remodeled kitchen there? The whole home is very open concept, airy and bright. There is a gas fireplace for those days that get chilly, and the screened-in porch in the back of the property have some great mountain views.
With that being said, we'll go ahead and move on down the road. So we've come literally about 5 minutes up the road, and we're at the confluence of the North River and the South River just outside of the town of Port Republic. Now, if you look over here to my right, you see the river that is here. That is the South River, and the one on my left, the larger of the two, is the North River. Both of those flow together here just outside of Port Republic, and they become the South Fork of the Shenandoah River. There's a North Fork of the Shenandoah River up north, and both of those flow on opposite sides of Mount Massanutten, and they join at Front Royal where they become the Shenandoah River. So kind of interesting, from the North River to South River, to North Fork to South Fork, and then finally into the Shenandoah River. So a lot of interesting stuff about the waterways here. But one important thing about this waterway is that in the 1700s and 1800s, it was navigable by the ships at those times, and they used it as water passageway, and so it was a very important point in the Civil War. As a matter of fact, the Battle of Port Republic was fought here in June of 1862. General Stonewall Jackson was the general that led the Southern troops at that time. And there is a big historic district here in Port Republic. There's 45 buildings and 62 sites, multiple historic homes. The site is registered on the National Registry of Historic Places. And you can come and you can learn more about that here at the Port Republic Museum at the Frank Kemper House. So just some really, really neat things here in the Shenandoah Valley that just, I mean, look at this. It's just beautiful. And I don't know if you can hear it, but just listen. You probably can't hear that, but you hear the rapids up the river. Man, what just a neat sound here at sunset. But Port Republic itself is about 25 to 30 minutes from where we started it down toward Waynesboro, but it's only about 15 to 20 minutes from the shopping area in Harrisonburg, and you're about 10 to 15 minutes from Interstate 81 if you just head west. So with that being said, I'll take a couple more pictures here, and then I'll show you a little bit of the town as well, and I'll show you a home here in Port Republic that recently sold. So here we are in Port Republic. We're right along Port Republic Road here, and the home that you see behind me recently sold for $265,000. It was built in 1942, has 4 bedrooms and 2 baths, 1,363 square feet of finished living space, all above ground. And you break that down to about $195 a square foot. It sits on 0.32 acres.
So this last home in Port Republic is a beautifully renovated 4-bedroom, 2-bath home. Main floor has a master bedroom ensuite. The front porch is very welcoming and inviting as you walk through the leaded glass door with side lights. What a spectacular way to enter your home. There is an open concept in the home as well, in the kitchen and the dining area, lovely seating area. Notice the custom hardwood floors and the wainscoting. It gives you that kind of farmhouse vibe feel to the home.
So that being said, I'll drive up and down Port Republic Road here a little bit and show you some of the homes here. And additionally, I told you at the beginning of the video, I was going to tell you something really, really special. It was the only one of its kind, the first of its kind here in the United States. So hang on just a second, and I'm going to show you what that is. So at the beginning of the video, I told you that if you hung around to the end of the video, and by the way, if you did, thank you very much, but I told you that I would take you to a place that is the oldest of its kind in the entire United States. And here we are at Kellow Lodge at the site of Grand Caverns. These caves, originally called Weir's Cave, before the Civil War and when the area was founded, not to be confused with the town of Weir's Cave, about 8 miles from here. But Grand Caverns is the oldest continuing operating cave for tours in the entire United States. The cave was first discovered in 1804, and just 2 years later, it was opened for tours in 1806. Today there's multiple types of tours that you can take, from the type of tour that I would take, walking along the nice path, up until like crawling tours where you get helmets and you get on your belly and you crawl through tight little crevices. So a lot of different neat things that you can do here at this cave that some of the bigger caves in the country you may not be able to do. Of course, if you come to the area as well, there's a beautiful park here with a swimming pool and a lot of things to do, and pavilions, a lot of things to do here in the park. But like I say, just kind of a neat thing that what you see behind me here, the cave that is on this site, is the oldest continuing operating cave for tours in the entire United States, and it became part of the National Register of Historic Places in 1972. So kind of a neat thing here in Grottoes, Virginia. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope it's giving you an idea of the towns that are north of Waynesboro, right off of Highway 340. And you saw there's differences in those towns. Some are a little more industrial, some are a little more rural, some have a lot of history to them, like Grottoes does and Port Republic does. And so, but like I say, there's a place for anything that you would ever want here in the Shenandoah Valley, whether it be history or activities or whatever the case may be. And so, like Leslie and I always say, if you're interested in selling your home here in the area, if you're interested in moving across town here in the area, or maybe you're from out of this area and looking to move into the Shenandoah Valley, Leslie and I would be more than honored to help you in any of the real estate needs that you would have. We consider it a privilege to do that. So, from a beautiful, beautiful evening here in Grottoes, Virginia, until next time, I'll see you around town.